her that we as men are not keyed into because we weren't created that way.
That's right.
So we as men, we have a problem with that. We won't take it at face value and listen to that woman, what she's saying. If we can't see it, then we don't want to hear it. And that's what there's another problem with our differences, because we don't want to trust what the woman is saying at times. And 9 times out of 10, usually the woman is right. It's that intuition or her perception on what God has given her in the spiritual realm, so she can receive it, and then she'll tell her family, well, but honey, I don't think this is a good idea. Right. I don't think you should go and invest that money over there because I feel something's not right about this situation. And women, you ever heard women say this? I don't think, son, I don't want you to go hang out with those guys tonight. I don't want you doing this, doing that. I feel something's going to happen. That's her intuition talking. And 9 times out of 10, she's right. She said, I told you, I felt something wrong about that situation. So we got to learn how to listen, men, to women, and her intuition is something that God has put inside of her for protection of her family and people that she cares about. And that's what God does with the Holy Spirit.
That's right.
That's intuition that he puts through us through the Holy Spirit. He said, don't go that way. Don't go down that street. Because I don't know what it is. And that's happened to me before. God said, don't go that way today. Go the different way.
That's right.
Why do you think that? That's intuition. That's the Spirit of God speaking through you. Something that you can't see, but you can feel.
It was like I was driving in the car. I was at a stoplight. And I heard a voice beside me that says, don't push the gas. Light turned green, and I heard a voice say, don't push the gas. And I didn't push the gas. A truck, 18-wheeler truck ran the stoplight.
Good God.
Came, and I looked, and I didn't see it.
You didn't see it.
I looked, and I never seen a truck. But by me listening to the Holy Spirit, it said, don't push the gas.
That's right.
My light turned green.
You didn't go.
It said, don't push the gas. I said, I just stood.
Yeah.
Truck came flying. This is going 60, 70 miles per hour.
He would have killed you instantly. All right, last thing on this thing, we're going to go down to women and men in conflict. We create our own conflict, we as men. And we wonder why women act the way they do is because we create a lot of conflict in our families. Because we're not willing to receive a woman's intuition or to listen to her. A lot of times I know we as men, we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it because we already spoke 12,000 words already. We want to hear nothing else when we come home tonight. We want to eat, we want to sit down and watch the ball game and have a little sex and go to bed. That's all we want to hear. But the woman she needs that release so she can feel that she's being connected to that man in her life. So, but we create this conflict. We're going to run through this real quick, and that's going to be it for us for tonight. When we know conflict is inevitable, it's natural, normal part of life. Where there are relationships, there will be conflict. A critical component of successful male-female relationship is the ability of the couple or co-workers to handle conflict, whether it's in a boardroom, at work, or the bedroom. In fact, handling conflict or not handling conflict is often considered one of the explanations for the 50-50 survival rate of marriages. The workplace equally riddled with poorly managed conflicts affecting the bottom line. So what we're saying is, and Brother Dwight, you can key in on this, and we're going to go down to the 9 gender difference backed up by science, is that we create these problems with conflict because we fail to realize, and we're going to have to go both sides. Sometimes the women don't understand the men, and men don't understand the women. All right, and we create that conflict because we understand. Yes, we know there's a gender differences. There's a gender difference, but do we really understand? Are we really willing to sit down and talk about our differences and communicate? Well, honey, I don't really like it like that because this is the way I feel about this. Well, honey, okay, I understand what you're saying. Well, we can meet halfway, and we can squash that. But we are so, as a society, prone about me, myself, and I, and what I can do for myself and all that. That's where the conflict comes, because we're more concerned about what the world perceives us to be, and then what we perceive ourselves as God created us is to be equal in the spirit. He created us as to create one between the sexes, to be one in spirit, but also be there to complete one another and not to compete against each other. All right? All right, let's go to the non-gender differences real quickly, and then we're going to close out on that.
Are men inherently better than women, or at some skills, or and vice versa? Though we tend to think otherwise, and there are always notable exceptions, scientific researchers frequently conclude that men and women excel in different areas.
All right.
Men are better at judging people's person size based on their voice.
And that's true. Sometimes we hear somebody's voice on the phone or hear just somebody speaking, we can pretty much pick it up. But a woman sometimes is not good at it because that's not part of their motor skills. Okay? So, number 2, men have better spatial awareness. We talked about that a minute ago. Men possess a strong ability of to think of objects in 3 dimensions, helping navigate. If it's in the car, going to certain places, women are not like that. They're more concerned about relationships and connecting, connecting that relationship and nurturing that relationship. All right. Number 3, Brother Dwight.
Women are better at locating specific items.
Okay.
They know where.
Yeah.
They remember.
Yeah, they remember. We as men, we can't remember where we put it at. Honey, where did I put that? What's the name? Here it is, honey, right here.
Right there beside you.
You see? See, that tells you right there. All right? Women are better at worrying. That is so true. Because women, when it comes to women, men, you better understand this. If you haven't heard anything else we said tonight, women, if you are not taking care of them, if you don't have a roof over their head and the bills are not being paid, food is not on the table, you're not taking care of children, you're going to have a problem on your hand because she's worried. She's more concerned about her family and her bills and all these things they give. If you want to have peace in your home, make sure that woman is taken care of so she don't have to worry about the bills and be stressed out about where the food's coming from and all that stuff. Boy, you will live a peaceful life. But when you start creating problems like that, you got a problem on your hands.
Women detect colors better than men do.
That's true. Generally speaking, because some men are colorblind. Because men always ask women how they should dress. I don't do that because I can look at color. I'm pretty good at that, and you are pretty good at that too. It's matching. But generally speaking, when men are colorblind, we rather ask our women how to dress us. Generally speaking, all right, that's how it is because we can't see color.
Wow.
All right, number 6, men handle lack of sleep better than women do. That's true. That's true. I agree with that. Because we as men, sometimes we have to work 2 jobs. And we have to push ourselves. I've been there. You got to push yourself. Women, they get to a certain stage, when she starts getting tired, you can tell because she's not, her body gets worn down, especially when she's going through her monthly cycle. She gets tired, she gets flushed out, and it's an emotional drain more so than a physical drain on her. Okay, that drains her. So when she goes through these things, when it comes to lack of sleep, she needs to get her rest, even though she don't get that much rest. But the rest that she does get is very important for her because that helps her emotionally to get through her day and to help her family and do the things that she needs to do.
That's right. Men are better at detecting infidelity.
Now his woman messing around with another woman.
Yeah.
And we get to a problem like that. When men sneak around and do certain things and cover tracks, but when if he feels that if that woman is not giving him sex, if he feels that there's a connection lost, the first thing he messing around with another man. Because we as men, we want the sex to feel connected. Remember we talking about this? Right. Men need the sex to feel connected. And the women need what?
That's right, the words.
And that's right. The woman needs the words to feel connected. They don't need the sex. The words and all the things that she needs to lead up to the sex. But the man needs the sex to feel connected. So if that man feels that connection is lost, he's going to think that she's cheating on him. Okay? Which is not always true. All right, Brother White.
We are evenly matched in terms of intelligence.
It is. Because God created us in spirit. And we are all the same in spirit.
That's right.
All right? And you go ahead and do the last one, brother.
Women usually live longer than men. I know the studies show, I think, 5 years longer than men.
Yeah, they do. They usually do because men, we carry a lot more burden on us, usually. If the woman's taking care of mostly, she can pretty much go through it. But a man, he'll push and push and push. And it just seems like a man, they don't outlive women that long, much longer. And generally speaking, that a woman will outlive that man.
That's right.
And generally speaking. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed this broadcast. We have really missed you over the last almost 2 weeks. We have not been on the air, but we are back now. We thank God. We're in a new place now. The devil always seems to always try to come in and distract what we're trying to do, but we're in a new place, a new secure place where we can come and do our broadcast every week. We thank God for that, and we're so glad that you're watching the broadcast and that you're being helped. We thank you so much for tuning in and to the broadcast. We look forward to seeing you again on next week. We got another Power Pack broadcast on next week, and we'll close out on another lesson next week dealing with relationship. I think next week we're going to be dealing with understanding male and female relationships. Why are they so complicated? And I know everybody's asking that, and we're going to close it out on that next week, Brother Dwight. So we're going to deal with that, and they're going to close that, and they're going to move forward with other broadcasts, and hope that you're enjoying everything. We want to hear from you on Facebook, Twitter, get on Google Plus. We want to see you. We want to see it. Our website is up. Go in there. Leave a note on the bottom of my page and leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. And tell us how you feel about our broadcast and what if it's helping you with your family and your friends. Pass it on. We love to hear from you, Brother Dwight.
It's not what happens to you. It's how you handle it that really matters.
Finally, the secret is out.
Even strong men struggle.
Praise be to God. We love you, and we look forward to seeing you next week on the Trauma Network for Men.